Georgia.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I think those two are the losses, and then the question becomes Florida,
Mm.
Texas A&M, Kentucky, and then South Carolina would be mine. Those are the four kind of swing games. I think Kentucky will be better and a bigger challenge this year than they were when they came to Knoxville last year because I think Levis was beat up with the toe. I think he was mentally checked out. They obviously had issues on the offensive side of the ball, which is why their coordinator is no longer there, and they bring back their old coordinator. I think that was a pretty done Kentucky team coming to Knoxville. Now, Tennessee's had their number, and much the way we've talked about Florida finding a way to always seemingly be able to beat Tennessee in the craziest fashions. That's been Tennessee against Kentucky for forever.
Yeah.
And but that game may be a bigger challenge than some people want to think that it's going to be. And then Georgia's Georgia. I don't think Georgia's taking a step back at all. And I think Alabama's going to have big time revenge on their mind on the road or at home. Excuse me.
Well, there's a couple things there. I just, and you probably speak more to this knowing Heupel pretty well now. Like, I'm just talking to other folks around the SEC and like plugged in folks. It seems there's no love lost between Stoops and Josh Heupel,
Oh no,
and
not at all.
I just don't see him losing to Mike Stoops in this conference. I think it. We'll see if Devin Leary's healthy by that point in the season. Like Devin Leary has not been able to stay healthy. He's been really good when healthy. The opposite was Will Levis. He was playing injured and just took a beating. And we'll see what that offensive line looks like this year. It's probably the best Kentucky receiver room they've had in my lifetime to this point. We'll see what that translates with Liam Cohen back. But like, I'm not worried about Kentucky. I understand that it will probably be a closer game than last year. It's going to be on the road, but that might be the one I'm most confident that Josh Heupel is most locked in on during the week is like, I'm not losing to Kentucky. I'm not doing it.
And here's the thing. The point to echo your point. I mean, they've got two matchups against Kentucky and Mark Stoops,
Mm.
and to open the game on the first possession, Josh Heupel schemed somebody 20 yards ahead of the defender.
Mm.
I mean, it was Jalen Hyatt, down the right sideline last year.
Javonte Payton 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it was Peyton, and then it was. I mean, they almost scored 3 touchdowns on 3 snaps.
Yeah.
The first time they met, the first time Josh Heupel went against him in Lexington. So, schematically, they have got something that Mark Stoops has had a hard time figuring out and getting a handle on. So, yeah, I mean, listen, Josh Heupel's he's a nice fella, and he's doesn't say anything at a press conference, and golly gee a little bit, and this, that, and the other. He keeps receipts.
Mm.
Okay, he doesn't forget anything that's said, and I don't want to say holds grudges. He just doesn't forget,
Mm.
and so it's no secret. There's no love lost between him and the Stoops family. So yeah, I mean that game's important. That game's important to him. I think the Missouri game probably has a little personal vibe to him as well, and I think he'll be really revved up for the South Carolina game this year as well. So
Yeah.
should be fun. We'll see.
I
But
think
it all
the
goes back to the quarterback, right? It goes back to
yeah.
quarterback play. If the quarterback play is not good enough, then you can scheme them for all the world that you want to. You got to make plays at the quarterback position, and that'll be the question mark. Because I don't have any doubt about Josh Heupel getting people open.
Mm.
It's just can they execute that from the quarterback position? If they can, then I think they're going to score plenty of points. If they can't, then it's going to be some gnashing of the teeth, and we'll see what it looks like.
Of all the things to worry about Tennessee at this point in year 3 with Heupel, quarterback's not one of them for me. Like I can have my questions about Joe Milton, but my thing is like if it's not Joe, then I'm not worried about it being Nico and him stepping in and figuring it out. Like I'm not concerned about Josh Heupel figuring it out with the quarterback spot until I see a year of bad quarterback play in a Josh Heupel led offense, regardless of whether it's UCF, Mizzou, Oklahoma here. Like it's not a concern to me. Like I'm not there.
Yeah, well, history says he's going to have receivers be extremely productive and a
Mm.
quarterback of all shapes and sizes be
Mm.
productive as he has every stop that he's made, which is why you're exactly right. There's a lot of confidence right now, and that's why a lot of people are pretty bullish on Tennessee's record. They got Tennessee elevated up there in a lot of people's minds because there's a real belief that you don't have to worry about Tennessee scoring points. They're going to score points.
Sidebar real quick. True or false, Brent? Mackenzie Milton's the QB coach this time next year for Tennessee.
False.
Okay.
False. Because I don't think they're going to take that title away from. I mean, to do that, you're going to have to get rid of somebody to create.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, he can be an analyst, but you're.
I mean, couldn't Halsey just be the OC and then you just elevate Milton to QB coach, and Halsey doesn't have both titles?
Somebody's got to go. You only have 10 staff.